You're watching Business Trends Today exclusively on ASBN.
In a time when trust and leadership can make or break an organization, integrity is no longer just a personal value. It has become a real business advantage. Joining us today is Keith Wyche, a seasoned executive, board director, keynote speaker, and author of the new book, Uncommon Leadership. Keith has held leadership roles at companies including IBM, AT&T, Pitney Bowes, and Walmart, where he helped guide major transformation, I would say, during a pivotal period of growth and disruption. Keith, welcome into the show. So glad you could make it.
Jim, thanks for having me. So glad to be here.
Great. So let's jump in right here at the beginning. What made you decide to that now was the right time to write a new book, Uncommon Leadership?
That's a great question. And about 2 years ago, I retired from Walmart and was out with my 15-year-old grandson. And he was complaining about the news and what he was seeing with CEOs getting in trouble, pastors and preachers.
Sure.
And he said, "Pops, this isn't what leadership is. You're not like this, are you?" And it really prompted me to think that we've gotten away, Jim, from that old servant leadership model to more of a self-serving model.
That's right. That's right. Why do you think qualities like integrity and trust have become uncommon in leadership today?
I think what happens is that there's this thirst for power has eclipsed the call for service. I think that, feedback signs are being ignored. But the biggest reason, I believe, is that if you're performing well and getting the results, people, board members are willing to look the other way.
Yeah, for sure. It is unfortunate, very unfortunate. Some leaders point to results to excuse bad behavior, which is very, very unfortunate. Why isn't performance enough?
Performance isn't enough because performance by itself doesn't create followership and leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, to be a leader, you have to create followership. And to do that, you have to be people focused. And so really the best leaders and the uncommon leaders I talk about understand that if you invest in one people, you'll get the other. And that's the results.
That's right. Now, when you're if you're talking about followership, does that mean how many followers I have on social media, Keith?
Yeah, no, not at all. It means the folks that are really under your domain, the folks that you lead and are responsible for, who look up to you for that leadership, are the folks that I say followers.
That's right. That's right. It's tough probably today for so many people that are in leadership roles, and especially when you're talking about integrity and servant leadership, which I agree with you. It's not around the way it used to be. Perhaps maybe some of that is coming from our national leaders, regardless of what side of the aisle that you're on. There's enough blame to go around. But as kids now come out of colleges and they have now, we're talking about, Generation Z and also millennials, they were kind of brought up over the course of the last 10 or 15 years in what seems to be kind of like a cesspool of a lack of integrity among leaders, right?
Yeah, and they're seeing it on every level. They're seeing it on elected officials. They're seeing it from faith-based leaders. They're seeing it in the nonprofit space. And so, they're seeing this, and I guarantee you that it's not what they were taught in school or taught even by their parents. And so they're questioning what's really leadership all about. And right now it looks self-serving. My problem is people tend to emulate leaders.
Right.
I know early in my career, I became a Theory X leader because I had a Theory X leader.
Yeah.
Well, I had to learn the hard way. That's not how you lead people and influence.
Yeah. There's no question about it. And it really is it's kind of an art form today as to how you're going to lead the different generations, whether you're talking about Generation X or millennials or baby boomers, if you've still got them working, and of course Generation Z, because everybody was brought up in a different atmosphere, right?
Yeah, it's really important, and you have to understand the differences between those. But at the end of the day, everyone wants to feel respected, heard, and valued. Yeah. And so much of that just depends on being listened to and involved with. So it's really the one thing that cuts across all generations is I want to be respected, listened to, and heard.
Sure. Now, as you know, there's a lot of uncertainty out there in the world and specifically in our country. You've led major corporations through some major change. Talk to us about that. How do leaders keep people's trust during times of uncertainty like this?
Yeah, the first thing I say is whatever the vision is, simplify it. Make it something very simple that it's tangible. The second thing is, this is where a lot of leaders miss the boat. Connect the people with the vision. And so at Walmart, when we were trying to transform from a brick and mortar to more of an e-commerce retailer, I had to help the folks at store level understand, here's where you fit into that role. Here's why that's important for you. And that's everyone from the cashier to the lot sweeper. And so when you connect people to the vision, you get their hearts and their minds, you create that followership.
Right.
And they can see what's in it for them.
That's right. And so many companies fail to do that today, right?
Absolutely. It's too much about, the mission and the vision and short-term results, where, again, the best leaders are the ones who bring people along with them, not because they're told what to do. I have a chapter in my book saying that people follow leaders, not instructions. And so I think that's so very important.
Yeah, it's we need more listening. What do most leaders get wrong when it comes to just listening to their people?
One of the things is, one, they don't take the time to do it, and I think it's really a discipline that you need to have. But secondly, listening to what we can do better. When I was in my stores, I would say, hey, what are the 3 things I'm asking you to do that make no sense at all? And oh, by the way, if you were my job, what 3 things would you be doing differently? Yeah. And those questions just really open up a floodgate of answers and innovation that you'd be surprised at.
That's a great question, by the way. Put their manager of the day. What would you do? So I love that. As AI continues reshaping workplaces, what should leaders be telling their teams right now? I mean, there's a lot of concern out there. Am I going to lose my job because an AI or a robot is going to take over? Is the company looking to reduce headcount? Am I safe right now? What should they be telling their people?
Yeah, the reality is AI is here, but the other reality is AI is just a tool. And they're still going to need people to use that tool, to leverage that tool, because it can't do the one thing that we can do, and that's sense, touch, feel, and emote. And so we will always have a need for people. It may be displaced. You may be doing something totally different in the organization. But again, there will be a role for you. AI is a great tool, but at the end of the day, you need someone managing that tool.
Yeah, very good point. Your final chapter is called Planting Trees You'll Never Sit Under. What does that idea mean to you, and what kind of legacy should business owners hope to leave behind?
Yeah, I got to the end of my career and I asked myself the question, what did I want to be remembered for? And I think it's important because, again, if you think about a leader, your job should really be not only to lead the team that you're with today, but to really, have those folks who come under your tree of leadership to be an extension of you long after you're gone. Yeah. And so, I want to be remembered as someone who valued people and appreciated that the most important thing on my balance sheet was human capital.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Keith R. Wyche, leadership keynote speaker and author of Uncommon Leadership. We're showing it on the screen right now. We're going to make it very easy for you to order your copy of the book. There is a link right below the video that you're currently watching to take you over to get on the list to get your copy. And I highly recommend you do that. Whether you're leading a team, you're leading a corporation, or maybe just leading your family and you want to, do right by them. This is a great book. So highly recommend it. Keith, thank you so much for joining us here at ASBN. Very much appreciated. I know our viewers will get a lot out of your visit with us.
Jim, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Great. Thanks.
Thanks for watching Business Trends Today exclusively on ASBN.